Now we're gonna make a service layer, and specifically a service that only talks to the database, and that is gonna be called a repository. So we're gonna call it app repositories, touch app repositories, post repository Scala. All right. Then open that up, and then open up my reference, and all right. So first things first, package repositories. Okay, I hope I spelled that right. And we're gonna be class post repository. I'm gonna open this up, but first we're gonna want to inject some stuff, and with the dependency injection thing, we're gonna import that from Java itself. All right, so alright, I wonder if auto imports work in here. So I'm gonna do implicits, EC, execution, context, and I want that from Scala.concurrent. Oh, cool, it works. Alright, so now I don't have to explicitly write out the imports, so that's helpful. And then we also want the reactive Mongo API. That comes from reactive Mongo API. Why is this screaming at me? Expected but found. Why? I don't know. All right, let me just see if play.modules dot reactive Mongo dot reactive Mongo API. Save. Why are you still mad at me? Oh, there we go. Huh. So we're gonna pass it into here. Do we still need to? I'm just gonna leave that to be safe. I think that might actually be. Someone better at Scala could tell me if I need to keep injecting it or not. I don't actually know. But here we're gonna have a private variable called collection, and this is gonna be a feature from Scala.concurrent. And it is a JSON collection. Do I have to spell it correctly? Yes, I do. And this comes from play.modules, I believe. Where does this come from? Reactive Mongo. Alright, that one. So this is that's fine. I'll clean up the imports later. Anyways, and that's gonna be equal to the reactive Mongo API and database, and we're just gonna map that to our collection, and we're gonna call it post. All right, that looks right so far. So this is just connecting to our database for the entity of posts, and we're just gonna get a collection that we can reference for all of our database operations, which is gonna be list. We also want create, read, updates, as well as destroy. You can also type in deletes, but I like destroy just because it sounds more destructive. It's just the way it is. Anyways, so let's see. Do we need yeah. So limit here is just gonna be for pagination. We're gonna set the default parameter to 100, and it's gonna return a future of a list or sequence in Scala of posts. Also, you do have to import posts from your model, so make sure you do that. Alright, and now we could define the function here, and I'm gonna just one-line it so we don't have to open up parentheses. Of course you can, but I'm not going to. So we're just going to do a flat map here, and then we'll just run a bunch of operations. I'm going to get rid of the hint here. So first, we're going to find. And it's going to take in the Python document type. So this is basically an empty object, and when you do find on Mongo with that empty object, it basically means just give me everything. Cursor here is going to be the post. Let's see, read preference of dot primary. And then finally, we just need to collect everything and return that. So cursor dot, not that one, not this cursor. Dot fail on error. And then let's provide this the type. So it's a sequence of posts. All right. Let's see. Does that work so far? This I believe we haven't brought in Python document, and then cursor. I forget where cursor comes from. Cursor comes from. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Let's definitely clean this up. So cursor comes from here. No, it doesn't. While we're here, we're gonna get the object ID because we're gonna need that. Cursor is reactive Mongo. So it's in this one. Cursor, so that's there. Concurrent future exit, so I could probably just put it in here. Future, get rid of this line. Reactive Mongo API, and I prefer to have this on the bottom, so that should be good. So let's save again. And no JSON serializer as JS object for try to implement implicit O rights or O format for this type. I thought I did. There's an O format here. What if I change it to just give me everything? Huh. Weird. I'm gonna return back to that, but let's check if it actually works, because it should. That's exactly what I wrote earlier. So I'm just gonna add a route to our routes here, and we're just gonna do get slash posts. Boop. Controllers dot. Alright, I'll just do app controller dot post. And we're just gonna add that in really quick. So def list post. So this is actually gonna be called list posts. And we go back here. Let's go to the thing. And this is gonna be action.async. This is async because we actually have to wait for the connections to the database. Open up curlies. And, right. So I'm just gonna do post repo dot list dot map post. Okay. JSON dot to JSON post. Alright. So a couple things wrong with this. First we need to have a post repo. Post repo. And that's gonna be our post repository. And that means we have to import that. So this is going to be repositories dot post repository. Alright. Need a comma there. And implicit execution context might pass blah 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 blah. Oh, execution context, right. Is import scala.concurrents.execution context. And I think that's implicit, so I don't think we need to do anything there. Still mad? Yep, definitely still mad. Alright. Alright. Alright, cool, I guess. And, let's test out this thing. So, it's gonna be slash post. I think it's plural. Compilation error. Node.js update try to implement O-rights or O format for this type. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, this is definitely O format. Am I getting them from the wrong place? Let's see. Alright, well, let's just remove type safety. Oops. And see what happens now. Huh. Okay, maybe it's complaining about this. So I'm gonna add that back in. And instead of Bison document, I'm gonna instead nope, that's the wrong thing. I'm not looking at that. So what's the alternative? I think I could do reactive mongo.play.json There we go. So I forgot one important import. But we should get an empty list back. Nope. Global application reference is disabled. Play global state is deprecated, and we removed in a future release. You should use dependency injection instead to enable global application. Anyway, set play allow global application. All right, I will do that. Do I put it in here? Well, we changed the application config, so that means we might have to restart the server. So I'm going to do that. And here goes nothing. So this is what happens when you use a different version of your library when you do a thing. But that's okay. What version am I using? Is 0. Nah. Alright. Alright, let's see if it works this time. Yep, there we go. Alright, cool. Now that we're back on track, let's continue. So everything is good so far. I'm gonna finish out the post repository and then we're gonna do all of the controllers and routes. So back to the repository. Our create function is it's gonna take in the post and it's gonna return a feature of the write result. Making sure that's coming from the right place. Yep, it is. All right. And here this is going to be much more simple. So it's just going to be a collection of flat map, and in here we're just going to insert the post. So just like that. And that's basically all we have to do. All right, so read, we're gonna take a ID, and this is of type Python object ID. And here we're gonna return a feature of an option of the post. Alright, so collection.flatmap, and here is also just going to be find Python document, there it is. And the document is just going to define how we're going to find the actual object in our database. So we're just going to map ID to ID. And then after we find it, we're going to just return 1. Yeah, let's add a type to it. So, an update, we'll take an ID. I wonder if there's IntelliSense that ignores case. That would be helpful. So update is gonna take 2 things. So ID and the post, and we're just gonna do future, and this, I believe, this also returns an option of post. Collection here, we're gonna flat map again. There's too many things. Alright. This is going to be find and update and update. So Python documents. We're going to have a more complicated data structure here. So first is the ID. We're going to map to ID. And then the second argument, if we get rid of this pop-up, is going to be another Python document. And we're just going to do an fset. Let's see. There's $2 for this one. And we're just going to convert the the posts into a binary object, a binary JSON object. So title is going to be post.title, and then the description is also going to be post.description. I'm going to save everything to format things correctly. So this post refers to this argument right here. And I need to find the correct parent. So true at this end, because this requires a third. Okay, well, now it doesn't pop up. That's totally fine. And then we're going to do a dot map here. And we're just going to return the result here. It's going to be of type post. We're not going to do anything too special after that. Alright. Everything's not good. Why? I was going to get there. Jeez. See? Alright, cool. So now we have to define destroy. Python object ID. We don't have to provide anything else, but this one is going to give us a future of option of post. And once again, we're just going to repeat the same thing that we've been doing. So collection.flatMap dot find. This is actually going to be find and remove. So this one. And this is going to be Python documents. And we're going to just going to map the ID to the ID. And then map that. Yeah. So this paren. So map that to the results. Alright, so that is our CRUD operations in our repository, and our post repository is now complete. Now all we have to do is make a controller for everything, and I'm actually going to have a different controller